Hello everyone, today is March 6, 2024, and my name is Pandora. It's a pseudonym, but I am feeling inspired to do another video, and this one is more about me personally and my journey. So I wanted to share, I am a natural, normal, regular human being, just learning, discovering through all my curiosities as to the magical things of our human experience. And from very, very, very young, and most of you may discover this, that you've always been curious about different things. You always knew at some level if you belonged somewhere, if you didn't belong somewhere, if things seemed right, if things seemed wrong. You'll start discovering that those of you who listen to these videos are just seeking. You're seeking awarenesses or clarity on your awareness. You're seeking relationships, relatable experiences to others, to see how they navigated through it, how it happened for them. These are all things that comes natural in our search for answers and our search for clarity when it comes to our experiences of souls in human bodies. And it is natural. So what I want to say to you is just be kind, be gentle, be loving to your process, because the more you seek, the more you find, no matter what you connect with, whether it seems like you're going to get far with it or you're not, it doesn't matter. It's all assisting you on your journey to expansion and knowing yourself. And what better way to know yourself by experiencing, by your curiosity, by what you're attracting to gain more awareness and knowledge. And this is what really evolving is. It's never really over if you're constantly seeking. The moment it's over, life is dull. If you stop it, if you give up on it, life becomes dull and scary. And, if you need to dwell in that, then so be it. So try it. I know I have. I've had dark night of the soul experiences. I've had moments of depression, because there is a process of the awakening means that you are seeing things different than what you thought they were, very simply put. And that could mean a slight change in your perception, in experience, to a very drastic change that's difficult for the body to accept, for the mind to accept. And it's honorable for your being to hold space for the balancing of releasing what you thought was true to adopting this new truth that resonates with you. And that's the difference. When you come across information that has a resonance, that feels like, oh wow, this makes sense, then that's speaking to you. And there will be a lot of things where I'm like, oh, this doesn't make sense. And that's okay. It may not be the time. It may not be part of your journey. It may not be the next step. The next step may be something else that can bridge the gap from where you are, your current perception, to that idea that came to you, or that source of information that came to you, that you're not ready to process yet. And these experiences, they're beautiful, although they can be scary at times, or in those moments of confusion. But they've come to you because there is something within you that's attracting that information. You don't realize how much we ask, how much we set intention, And the more that you are aware of the intention you set, what you ask inwardly, the more you will become familiar with why that happens and when it happens. And then you'll be able to catch the evidence of it from the outside of you. And it's a magical experience. So, when I was younger, I knew that there was a lot of places it didn't make sense to me. I was in Catholic schools, and I think that belief systems have their place, but when you recognize that they're not any resonance to you any longer, and this was me from a very young age, even before kindergarten, but it was in school, in kindergarten, where I could see the differences of what I was feeling to what I was experiencing, but I didn't have words for it, and I didn't have anybody to turn to. But it became my long life quest to understand. Now I am a mother, I am a grandmother, and it's just many, many, many years of seeking, but not understanding. I mean, I can understand the material that I was reading, but I didn't really understand that it took learning my inner language. Okay, who I was, who I am as this soul, this consciousness stream, having a specific human experience. In that perspective comes another level of awareness. So many times, we think we are the body. We think that's it. We are the body, and everything else has its place, and we don't understand why it's there, why it's coming. We just use it. So, in all of my years, up until about, I want to say, 8 years ago, I actually went through my first dark night of the soul experience that I was consciously aware of. And I say consciously aware of is because I've had many times in my life where I've had depression, I've had suicidal thoughts, I've had self-abuse, where I cut myself because I couldn't handle emotions. And some of these things that I've never really shared with too many people or anybody at all. So, but we go through these as human beings because we're not really taught to be connected to ourselves. We are actually taught or shown that our power is outside of us by giving it to some other, whether it's constant. It's not just religion, it's schools, it's work, it's all these things that we are told. If we don't know, we have to depend on somebody else to show us, to guide us, and that serves a purpose until you realize that you're your own individual and you have your own purpose and you have your own information, you have your own guidance system. And then that's when things start changing. That's when you're questioning. That's when things come into your space. After you question and you're seeking to have clarity, then things will come up into your space where you will, books, people, now with YouTube, Instagram, all these things, it'll come into your space. I remember, my goodness, when I first signed up to YouTube, and after that, in the morning I would set intention. Okay, what is it that I'm resonating with? What is it that I want to learn? What is it that is going to show itself to me? And then boom, through the videos, things were coming to me that I would then listen to. And I'm like, oh wow, okay, that would make sense. Or if it didn't resonate with me, I still listened to it because it came into my field, magnetized field of curiosity, and then I would listen to it, and there would be one little teeny tiny gem in there that I needed to hear. So, and this is the part where holding a space for what comes to you, because you're magnetizing it, there is a magnetic force within you. that is holding this place within your form to attract. So part of law of attraction, if you don't understand that, definitely Google that. But there's so much more to it than, maybe there's more to it now. But begin your understanding of law of attraction. There's all law of magnetism. There's all these different things that a human being has available for guidance, for more clarity, and that'll expand your awareness the more that you embrace these types of teachings. And they are. Even negative experiences has teachings, and I know it's very hard to embrace that concept, but when you get to a place of awareness and you see how everything functions, then you will honor. You will honor the good and the not so good. And when you can transform the not so good and even the good stuff, because it's amazing to be able to hold space for the great stuff and revel in that for as long as possible. But then you have the not so good stuff, and that's more difficult to sit with, but there's still many blessings within the not so good things. Okay, so anyway, so fast forward now, 8 years ago, dark night of the soul, had a lot of experiences, met with, had out-of-body experience, my first one, that scared the heck out of me, so I zoomed back into my body, haven't been able to do that again. And then connected with dragons, connected with, realized like the cobra serpent and what that was about. Connected with, sorry to say, if you're really into the angelic realms, I don't connect with angelic realms because I had an experience that showed me otherwise. And I do feel that the angels, what the angels portray themselves to be, are not, let's just say that I don't agree with believing in them. But if you do, that's perfectly fine. It is part of your journey, and there is something there for you to embrace and understand. I will share that. I can share that experience another time for those that are resonating more with not resonating with angels, but here I will keep it lighter. So I had experiences with proving law of attraction, and that was pretty amazing. When I first was connecting with it to see how it worked, and it really did, within the day I was able to get everything that I wanted to see, how long it would take for me to manifest something. So it was law of attraction and manifestation. And it was to see crows, feather, and a lighthouse. So as soon as I was done setting my intention, I also did tarot cards for myself. I looked up at the window in the morning, set my intention, did my meditation, and worked with my tarot cards. And then all of a sudden, there was my tree that was in front of my window was full of crows. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. And then I was getting ready for the day, and when I left my house, I stepped out my front porch and down onto my brick walkway or patio pavers, and there was a feather laying right there on my walkway. So I grabbed that, and I was very thankful. Thank you so much for showing. Then I went all day. So this was early in the day. Then I went all day. I had to go to this one college to pick up some stuff, and then I came home, and then I was kind of sad. I'm like, oh, I'm still missing my lighthouse. And I was waiting, and then the day went on. I made dinner, and then my husband and I, we ended up watching a movie that I really wanted to see. Actually, no, we were watching a show, and then there was a preview of a movie that then I wanted to see. The movie was called Annihilation. That movie, very symbolic, but has lots of distortion in it. However, back to the nighttime. So right before my husband and I, we were going to go to bed, the preview of this movie trailer, Annihilation, came up. And the first picture that comes up, not too long we were going to shut off the TV, was the lighthouse. So it was amazing. I got three of my manifestations during the day. And I think the reason why, because I know somewhere during the day I thought I saw a lighthouse, but then when I went, I actually turned around to drive past it. To drive past where I thought I saw a lighthouse. I didn't actually see the lighthouse. There was no lighthouse. It was weird. So I think I was meant to see the lighthouse for the trailer, because that movie had an impact on me in my beginning stages when that movie came out. It was Annihilation with Natalie Portman. And I thought the movie was done very well. But as I started growing in my awareness, I realized so much the distortion. People are starting to become more aware of their true selves as, streams of consciousness, having human experiences. And the more you realize who you are, the less outside control has influence over you. And then you consciously choose to participate in those games or not. And that's the power you have. You choose. It's not chosen for you or imposed on you blindly and overpowering you because you don't know what's going on. So this specific movie, if you haven't seen it, please do. I realized after my whole awakening process and all this stuff, how they were trying to distort the awareness of our own consciousness. And the lighthouse had so much to do with it. And I resonate so much with the lighthouses now, because lighthouse symbology is beautiful, a beautiful symbology of how we could stand strong in our own divinity and shine brightly, be the beacons for others, for others to be able to hold on to for guidance while they're recognizing themselves. But this movie does not really display that. It really distorts it in such a way that subconsciously people they're not going to see the meanings behind it, but subconsciously it will be adapted into their field. And it's so sad, because we are powerful. We are amazing light beings playing the game of human on the earth game board. And it is really connectedness when you can see yourself as a stream of consciousness and know that there's more to you than just being human, with all its limitations and expressions of good and not so good. So that's a little bit about me, and I'm willing to share so much more. I'm excited for this, and even though I'm just starting my journey, these videos are not edited. These videos may not come across very clean or clear, but it doesn't matter to me at this point, because I'm just beginning and I know that I have to come out of my spiritual closet to share. It is time. It is time to share. And I do have a job where I work in a family business, and I have a very large family, my own, and so I'm pretty busy. But I love this part of sharing, for others to gravitate to. So many blessings to you all, and this will be, to be continued. All right, be kind to yourself, be gentle to yourself, love yourself, and love who you are. Learn who you are, and learn to love the person you are becoming by your greater awareness. Much love to you all.